Welcome back to the farm, everybody, and welcome to year 6. I know there in the intro you saw a little bit of the action over the winter. We sold some slurry, we sold some wool, we sold some pizza, we sold some bread, and we sold some cornbread, and we spent some money. So as you saw, we did purchase the corn dryer, and we've also purchased the pizza factory, or the popcorn factory. So now we own all of the productions in town. We're not making any pizza right now because we need some flour. So we have to wait a couple months to get the wheat out for that. But you can see right there, butter popcorn has come on along, and some cornbread there. We still have $155,000 worth of clothes. That's actually supposed to hit his top price in May, but is actually above where its normal top price is. So we might actually run into town real quick and take care of that. And then when we come back, it's going to be time to get started on some tillage. We got to get the corn going. So this is the other change you saw. We have upgraded the semi. We have a bigger hopper and a bigger tanker to go with it. A little bit higher horsepower, a little Ford Louisville there. It shows up as a Peterbilt Cummins, but it's badged as a Ford. So we're going to run into town. We got some wool to drop off real quick. And since the clothes are actually at their top price right now, even though we're not to May yet, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that. And we're going to go ahead and go get our $150,000. And we'll continue making clothes. So, you know, if we get some more and the price does go back up before May, we can top off. So I'm going to run into town real quick, drop off this wool, sell the clothes, and we will be back when it's time to do some tillage. Alright, we've made it back from town, and look at that bank account, $252,000. You know me, that bank account can't stay at $252,000. And if you've been paying attention, you know that there's something that we need, because we leased this past fall something. So we're just gonna take care of that right now and get a little something delivered to us, because we should have enough money to just buy one out right now, and then we should be set on equipment. All right, here. Lexion, just enough. Lexion 400, 210,000. Let's see if we're going to have enough money to make this happen. No, we do not want tracks on it. Let's go Firestone there. Duals is going to add 3,500. Extra lights. Yeah, it's only $500. We can do that. Two-way radio. Yeah, let's go ahead and add a radio. We don't need a rear guard. This is where the money is going to come in. Oh, no extra cost for a 340 bushel tank, but GPS always adds 15,000. So 229. That's going to leave us around $20,000 in the bank. But I think we're going to go ahead and do this. I don't see an option to change the length of the auger. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and buy for $229. Let's back out. What are we left at now? 18,000. Did we leave us enough money to buy a header though, or are we going to have to lease a header? Let's go find out how much they want. Was there a header that came with this pack, or might I have to buy an off-brand one? 22,000 for a 25 footer, 22,000 for a 30-footer. So we will hold off on that for now, and maybe by the time we get to that time of year, unless I try to put an international one on there for $5,700, $6,100 for an international 30-footer, I could see if I could make that work. It's an option. And then we got some Kloss ones down here that are 22. We do have a New Holland. We do have a New Holland 30-footer that's only 10,000, so we may try that. It's not a perfect match, but sometimes you can do some stuff on this game that doesn't make sense. We got a Gleaner 330 that's still $25,000. So we'll get a header later, but let's go ahead and get this parked in the shop. No reason to have it sitting out. And then we'll get the tractor out and start some tillage. Like I said, we might end up with a few more clothes and some other stuff that we can sell. The spinnery is full on wool again, so all the wool that we make overnight. So we'll be able to sell a few things before we get to June or July. So we are gonna park this in here and get out the tillage tractor, because you guys do know that I spent some more money, right? Always spending money around here. Time to get the tillage tractor out. The Cat 75C, ready to hook up to the cultivator to get the corn stalks done. The Deutz Alice has been sold. The workhorse is still in the Quonset hut hooked up to the auger wagon, so no issues there. But we're gonna jump into the Cat. Not the most high-tech model, but it works for me. So we're going to jump in this thing, and we are going to go ahead and get the corn stubble plowed over so we can get the workhorse out and hook it up to the planter and get started on that. But now we should be pretty set on equipment. I think since I have that bigger combine now with the 340 bushel tank, I might just look for a 12-row header and just go back to running one combine. We'll see. We're going to get this thing out here though and get it unfolded and get to work on this corn stubble. And then I'll probably jump all the way ahead to probably wheat harvest. No need to show you guys planting corn again. No need to show you guys cutting alfalfa again. We're down to the getting far enough in this series that I may get to the point to where I'm going to get an entire year into one episode, just so I'm not constantly showing you guys the same stuff over and over. Haven't fully decided that yet, but we'll see. But yeah, this is going to work great. It pulls this, and this tractor will actually probably work better on the auger wagon too than that Field Boss. So this is good. This one's probably going to stick around for a while, as we've made it here to the mid-90s. Pull this thing at 11 miles per hour. We're gonna cover this ground pretty quick, like, and get this corn in the ground, and then hopefully I saved myself enough money to buy some seed and some fertilizer. I didn't even think about that, but actually, let me look. Let me see what my nitrogen levels are right now. Let's see, where are we at? We're over here. Woo! Everything that was corn over here needs nitrogen on it again. was not looking forward to that. So everything that had corn on it is gonna need nitrogen. We're good on the pH, so we don't need to put any lime down, but it looks like we're gonna go through a lot of nitrogen again this spring. So that is part of the reason why I decided to go ahead and sell off the slurry that we had, because I got almost $40,000 for that, and I got more money for selling the slurry than it's going to cost me to buy the fertilizer to go when we put in the corn. So my train of thought there was, hey, let's go with the net positive. And even when I put down the slurry, I still had to come back and put nitrogen over the top, so why not just sell the slurry and use that money to buy the nitrogen? So we're gonna work on getting this taken care of. Like I said, when I come back, it'll probably be July or August, depending. It's gonna be when the wheat's ready to harvest. That'll be the next time. So we're gonna skip around in this episode. We made it to year 6. Like I said, I don't want to keep showing you guys the same stuff over and over again, but I want to show you enough to see as we're continuing to buy equipment and we're continuing to improve. But we now own every production in the town, so now we'll start making some more money, and then we can start making more land, because that corn dryer went through 2,500 bushel of corn in one day. So I'm gonna have to, or 1 month, so I'm gonna have to look and see how much corn the mill's going through and kind of figure out between the price of the cornbread and the price of the butter popcorn how I want to handle that. But we're gonna do that off camera. I will, like I said, I'll be back probably for wheat harvest. If I do that, kind of like I did year 5, where I break it down into 2 episodes, I could probably get the wheat harvest as the second part of this episode, and then we can get the fall and winter months into the second half of the year 6 video. So, but things are moving along on the farm. A little quick update for you guys right there. I'm going to get the corn in the ground, and I will see you again when it's time to take the wheat out in a few months. Alright, we have made it to July and we're cutting wheat, but you will notice the combine has changed. In between the months, between getting the corn and getting the wheat out, I was doing a little research and I realized that Lexion is a Kloss brand. So Challenger went to Agco, but Caterpillar merged with Kloss. So the Lexion, the Cat Lexion, is actually under the Kloss header, not the Agco head branding. So I just did a straight across trade, and I traded the Cat Lexion for a Gleaner R65 with a 30-foot head, and we are taking care of the wheat. You can see up there in the distance, we already took care of the first field. The truck is about half full, and now we're taking care of the second field here. And you'll notice I decided to go ahead and drop the straw. I decided that since the corn's not going to be ready till October, and I don't have to do anything, I have until September or October to get the next round of wheat in the ground, or even wait until the spring and put oats in the ground instead, that I have plenty of time to pick up the straw. And if I end up with more straw than what the silo will hold, well, I can just take it into town and sell it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We also, I know in previous episodes I didn't have a header bought yet, so I sold off some wool I worked on selling. I sold off some bread, sold off some wool, sold off a little bit of milk, and sold another batch of clothes to get enough money to buy the header. But I bought the 30-foot header that went with the Claus Lexion, or the Cat Lexion, and then when I realized my mistake of getting away from Agco brands, I just did a straight across trade for this gleaner with the 30-foot head. Now, I did come across another money opportunity. So, we have our work cut out for us this month, because after I am done with our wheat field, I have picked up nearly $28,000 contract for field 10. So right here, to get all of the neighbors' oats out. And lo and behold, the contract has that delivering to the grain mill. Now, the unfortunate part about that is because it's a contract in the grain, I don't think that I will get credit for those oats going into the grain mill to be able to make flour out of them, but that'd be nice if I did. So we'll find out. So we're going to work on this. We're going to get this wheat out real quick, and then we're going to start working on the neighbors' oats. But I think I was going to finish this episode with the wheat harvest, but because I have to switch out some things now and get away from Claus and get back to Agco, I think I will finish up this video here in a minute picking up the straw. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working on the wheat harvest here for a little bit, and I will come back and finish up this video and pick you guys up when it's time to start picking up the straw. But things are moving along well here in year 6. The wheat is coming out. We almost have a full truckload. You can see down there right now we're at 200 and almost 218 bushels per acre. So this wheat is doing great for us. We're gonna dump into the truck here real quick and keep going. I almost, like I told you, this, whether it's realistic or not, this grain hopper on this truck actually holds 3,400 bushels. So we got a little bit ways to go before it is full. But I'm going to finish knocking out some headlands and getting this wheat out, and we will be back shortly to pick up some straw and finish out our video for year 6 here on the farm in Alma. Alright, we have made it to August, but we are getting an early start because we have a lot to do. If you look across the road right here, you'll see that the alfalfa is ready for a second cutting. But we have 2 fields worth of straw to pick up as well. We did get the oats done for the neighbor, collected our $27,000 for that, so you'll see the bank account is up a little. So we went ahead and leased a dolly and a semi-trailer, and that's not good. I don't know why that just picked up some hay, but hopefully this will switch back to straw for me. There we go. So we're gonna get this straw picked up, and what I decided to do, so I went and looked, and the only Agco branded forage harvester I could find was a newer model Fendt. That's like $380,000 in game. So we're just going to continue using the Claus for now, but I did go pick up a dolly and a semi-trailer so we can cover a little more ground at a faster pace. I've done the math. I've fed the animals this morning, but I should be about 6 semi-trailers full, or 6 semi-trailer loads from having a full silo as far as straw storage, which is good because with the semi-trailer I can just take the rest of it to town and go ahead and sell it off, and I'll do the same with the alfalfa if I end up filling up both of those silos. And that's gonna work out great because over the last couple of months, while I haven't had any flour to be able to make pizza, I actually went in and realized that there was a way that I could use my eggs, and we are making pumpkin pie right now. So we're using the eggs to make pumpkin pie. We've almost used them all, so once that's up, I'm going to go look at the price. And if you look down here, I've already made $27,000 worth of pumpkin pie. So that means that the chickens might come back. So if I can sell some extra hay and some extra silage to be able to bring the chickens back, well, then we might just do that. And the way it's going to work out, so I took 1 full trailer load of wheat to the mill, but I also have an additional 1,200 bushel that I put into storage. So I did save some wheat, so I am able to feed some chickens if I do bring them back, which is honestly a possibility right now. But I also have to see about figuring out a way to come up with sugar. There is no sugar mill on this map, so I would have to buy land and put down my own sugar mill and then figure out where I'm going to put either some sugar cane or sugar beets down. But that might be easier than buying it, because right now I have to make that pumpkin pie I spent $6,000 to buy the sugar to make that pumpkin pie. So that is something that's in the works as well. I'm also trying to debate to see if I can get this done enough, because if you look at my soil, I at least need lime on this land. I don't know if I'm going to need nitrogen, but I at least need lime. So there's a lot going on right now. So depending on how quickly I can turn around, get this straw and alfalfa up, I don't necessarily have the money. I might have enough money to get the lime for now. I actually think I still have some left over from the first time we did lime. But if I'm going to have to do lime on every single field, well then I might just wait and take the time to put lime on every field and then just put oats down in the spring and do oats this time around. The wheat gets a little bit higher yield, but I might, if I don't have enough time to get lime on both these fields that the wheat is going to go back down on, because I would have to lime, then I would have to come through with the cultivator, and then I would have to turn around and plant as well. So and the corn's going to be ready here in September or October as well. So don't know that I'm going to have enough time to get all that done, but we'll see what happens. But we're going to go ahead and call it a wrap for this episode. I'm going to finish getting this straw down, and I'll probably catch you guys back up in the winter when it's time to start selling stuff, to make money and spend money, to see where we go as far as the chickens and sugar mill and a few other things. So things are progressing quite well, and hopefully we'll soon be in a position to get us some more land, especially if we're going to have to start doing sugar beets. That's going to take up some of the land that we're using for corn and wheat. And if we're going to do sugar beets, we might just go ahead and use sugar to make sweet cornbread too, instead of regular cornbread, get a little bit more money there. So some things to contemplate. It's all going to depend on how much money we end up making here in the winter and early spring when we start selling off all of our products. But I'll catch you guys in the next episode when it'll be time to figure all that out. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget those 3 magic buttons, as I like to say: like, subscribe, and notifications. And we will catch you next time here on Alma, Missouri.